Hello, everybody. Please let me know if you can hear me. I'm using my laptop mic. Oh boy, I hope the audio doesn't sound too terrible. Also, my throat is dying. This is going to be a very different stream today. This is going to be a real heart-to-heart, a real not so much what's exciting and what's coming, but talking a little bit about board games and community and conventions and what the last 18 months have been like. We can hear you. Oh, amazing, amazing. Hello, Bree. You sound fine. Thank you. Natalie, we can hear you. Hey, Battle Cree. Lovely to see you again. Hello, everyone. Elbow cough. Is that an elbow cough? Is that? I don't know what an elbow cough is. You have to tell me. Yeah, this is going to be something a bit different. So whether you're watching this live or you're watching this later, I want to talk about a few things about what's coming up with Lucky Duck, what we have going on between now and the end of the year. But I wanted to have a bit of a heart-to-heart, a bit of a, one-to-one, just me and you all. Hello, Davey. Oh, I got to meet Davey for the first time personally just last week. Benoit, lovely to have you here. And Julien, lovely to see you as well. I'm sorry, I will have no French speaking people on stream. It'll just be me with my husky voice, with my Lucky.con flu. So yeah, why is this stream a little bit different? We're going into an exciting Q4 for Lucky Duck. We have a lot of new releases coming in English, Polish, and French. But last week we had Lucky.con. Last weekend we also had, not last weekend, but the one before, we had our first Polish convention, literally since the inception of Lucky Duck Poland. And next weekend, Davey and Guillaume, if you're watching, and Natalie, I'm going to butcher this, but we're in Vichy next weekend for our first French convention, and we're at Spiel in Essen in 1 month's time, and it's got me excited. It's also got me reflecting, I think, a bit on tabletop. Hello, Andrew, evening mateys and muckers, and Martin, hi, it's lovely to have you here as well, sir. So oh, yes. Do you know what? I'm happy to answer any questions. So please, if you do have any questions, pop them out. Daniela asks, hi, Aski, tell us when we expect the next update about Kingdom Rush in the EU. Within the next week, we'll have another update out about that. And the big thing for us at the moment is making sure that we get that Wave 1 shipping on its way as soon as possible. And then we want to obviously talk more about what's happening with Elemental Uprising. I can tell you there are lots of exciting things happening. So yeah, within the next week or so, I think we should have an update on Kingdom Rush EU and also the Wave 1 shipping that's happening there. And salut, lovely to see you, Gautun, I'm going to try and say. So for anyone that doesn't know, yeah, we had, can you believe it, if I can bring it up, there we go, Lucky.con last week. Now, this is a playful name that we use for our staff event. It's all internal. We had 29 members of our team out of 35 make it. So unfortunately, we didn't quite get everybody, but we managed to get most of us. You're welcome, Daniello, and thank you. Hello, Ken, and thank you. And glad you made it back okay. Sorry you've caught lurgy. I'm still in Poland until tomorrow. I fly back tomorrow, but it was an amazing journey. And to give you all a little bit of insight about me, this is going to be a bit of a personal stream and a bit of a Lucky Duck insight stream. I joined Lucky Duck in February of 2020. I got to visit the team here in Krakow and Warsaw in Poland twice in February and March, and then did not see anybody else again until just last week. We're very lucky to live in a world where remote working is so incredibly possible, and we're able to bring new people on and start new exciting games and exciting processes and do fun things online. And we've grown. I was employee number 20, and we're now at 35 people at Lucky Duck. So we've actually nearly doubled in size over the 18 months of a pandemic. Can you believe that? Board games had a surge last year, and we're certainly feeling the pain now with shipping, with plastics and cardboard and paper becoming harder and harder to get, and longer delays and higher prices. But we've struggled through and we've done well, and Lucky Duck's in a really great place thanks to so many backers and so many supporters and you all out there. And I think last week really brought in to me and to a lot of the team how we hadn't met each other and how different it was to be face to face playing games across the table and what that meant to us all. And for me personally, it was a bit of an emotional time. It's as someone who relishes the opportunity to see people in person, who is a convention advocate and convention hog. It was incredible to get to see everybody. And yeah, I wanted to show off some pictures of the team and introduce you to some of them and talk a little bit about some of the things we talked about and got up to that make you realize that not only have Lucky Duck grown as a publisher, but we're kind of really becoming a really big company, not just in people, but all around the globe. We're producing games in, I think, if David was in chat, he would tell me, but I think 24 languages or something like that. Now we're producing games in. It might be a little high, but we're producing all around the globe games with our own titles and partner titles. And it's really been just a transformative year for a Lucky Duck who are really only 5 years old. The last 18 months have kind of seen us just evolve almost, to steal a Pokemon term. So this is the team. This is us. I managed to get everybody together for one photograph. I'm not in it, but Carolina did draw a picture of me, which is awesome. Andrew says, having just had my own face-to-face work meeting in 18 months, I couldn't agree more. Socially and work productivity is so much better in person. And I legitimately couldn't agree more. Sitting beside somebody, 2 or 3 people, it's not, we're blessed to be able to do so much remotely. We're blessed to have, high-speed internet and web and video calls and such. But just the energy, this team spirit, for want of a better term, is completely different. And I got to have a day in the office, and then we had Lucky.com, which basically took up 3 days, and then I've got to have 2 more days in the office this week. And it's reignited my passion. Not that my passion ever went anywhere, but it's just lit a flame under it, So let me bring it up here. So let me go through some of the slides. So first of all, anytime you go and meet your friends at work or your colleagues, or you go to a convention, there's always the nights before and the nights after where you're not doing the convention or you're not doing the work of the event, and you get together for a dinner or a drink or a social situation. And this was me with the entire French team. And I hadn't met Siegfried. So in this, we have Theo in the bottom left, then we have Guillaume, Natalie, then me, and Siegfried and Davy in the bottom right. And it was my first time getting to meet all of them except for Theo. And that was just wonderful. And getting to meet an entire part of the company that really I had gotten such little time to spend with, and to share an evening meal, to chat, to find out about them, about their passions, about their pets, about their home life, was just great. Got to get this lovely picture of my belly with my meeple on it. Can't hide the belly behind the meeple. I love this photo of Davy and Vince, which just shows, captures, I think, so much the happiness and energy of coming together. With Gen Con, this coming weekend, we're not going to be there. Not in any customer facing way. We won't have a booth, unfortunately. We're not going to be. We won't have a booth at Origins either. We will be taking business meetings, and we will be meeting with some partners and working with colleagues and distributors and retailers. But for us, we're still growing the American side of Lucky Duck, and the cost of travel and the risk of travel and just all the potential changes to amber and red travel lists and countries closing borders. It's sad to say that it is so much of a risk, but that's why, looking ahead, we've got Essenspiel in October, which we're doing. And we've got Vichy next weekend for France. And it's just, we're slowly getting back into it. And this this energy that our team share is just, it's embodied in this picture. And so with Lucky.con, what did we do for Lucky.con? And I think this is an interesting question, because I'm going to talk about Lucky.con in terms of our company and internally. But let's be honest for a second. It's really my hope that we continue to grow as a publisher. We continue to make games that people love. And eventually we can have a public Lucky.con, not just for the staff, not just, for us to get together and kind of rest, but for everybody who wants to support Lucky Duck and have a bit of an expo. I think it's hard to say when that's going to be possible. It's even hard to say where that would be. But that's like part of the dream. And hello, Susie. It's lovely to see you. I'm going to have a quick swig of water. So what did we do? So focusing on Lucky.con, which was, just an internal event, we took a bus. We brought all the team from Warsaw. We brought the team from the UK. That's me. We brought team members we brought Sean from America, team members from France and Warsaw, all to Krakow, hopped on a bus, all of us together on one bus down to the south of Poland. Got to have a little giggle, lots of chats, enjoying the sun and the scenery as we all went down together. When we got there, we unloaded a ton of games. Somewhere in the UK would be good. Yeah, I would love a UK Lucky.con. Right now, between the UK, America, Poland, or France, it's hard to say. And Rinrindashi, so everyone can enjoy destroying as in the game. It's beating. I'll talk about that later, but I will apologize now to anyone that I ever play a social deduction game with. I am not good at social deduction games with. I'm not good at them. If you're on my team in Avalon or Resistance or Secret Hitler and I'm on your team, I'm sorry. I'm sure I will let you down. And yeah, Lucky.con in Canada, that would be incredible. So we offloaded like a ton of games. We brought so many games, more on that later. Because really the goal of Lucky.con was to bring everyone together. And I'll get to this later, we had other little things planned, but generally the main focus was up in the hills, don't work, come together, play games, meet the team. Like, Sean, how are you connected to this? Are you not flying over the Atlantic right now? Can confirm, worst poker face. I don't have a poker face. So we offloaded a bunch of games. We set up a lovely conference room, and we all started gathering together to start our afternoon after the bus trip down. We all got together, sat around. We had a bunch of sweets from the UK and a bunch of treats brought to us from Poland and a bunch of lovely things. And we sat on the floor, we all huddled round, and we had a welcome. Lucky Duck Touring Con. There's definitely been a significant amount of conversation about should we get a Lucky Duck truck that we can ferry things around in. It wouldn't be hard to turn that into a bus or some mobile convention. You never know. Like I'm open to anything. So this was like legitimately the bus journey, and then coming together for the first afternoon in the kind of conference room. This was it. This was us kind of getting to sit down and settle and see the people that we had just met. And I love this photo this is Rafal and Michal, and I love this photo so much. And the ducking bus. I don't know if that's an okay name. I don't know how that would translate into other languages. One thing I wanted to mention, and I'm going to flick to it here, is that we've got all these games coming this fall. And this picture, one of the amazing things, and it's something you forget about when you're working remotely, having... Oh, do you know what? Hold on a second. Wait there. Oh, if you haven't seen it before, this is what we get when we're getting physical proofs of games. That's one sheet. Oh, it's double-sided. That's why. So I haven't seen one of these in nearly 2 years. This is our early physical proofs of games, and we had some of them with us. We had Yummy Yummy Monster Tummy, and we had Kids Chronicles with us, and we were all got a chance to physically take a look and look at all the artwork and look at all the names and bring it all together for the first time. For many games, usually we have our production team and our factory team and they get it. And sometimes I get some photos, but they check everything. And there's kind of like a group of like 3 or 4 people. Then the game designer comes in, and then Vince gets in and has a say. But this was lovely for all of us to come together, which is unusual. You don't normally have that happen, and all get to look at the kind of proofs of the game before we hit that button to get it all done and printed. And that was such a lovely, lovely thing. And there's something so like rewarding about seeing that middle stage. And it was such a treat for me, because I wasn't expecting to have them there. And to have them there in multiple languages ahead of the release of both of those games. So I wanted to say as a quick reminder, all of these games, all of these games are coming this fall. So starting with Small Islands, moving into Tranquility, the double Crime Zoom release, both the kids games, Kids Chronicles and Yummy Yummy Monster Tummy, Chronicles of Crime 2400 and Destiny Sea of Sand are all coming this fall. So for us all to get together just before the craziness and all this exciting new releases starts to happen was perfect timing, and to get a chance to see some of those proofs was great. We got a little bit of a surprise. I was hoping, we all meet, we all say hello, and then we start playing games. Philippe, our head of studio, had a little surprise for us, and it's been a long time. Do you know what? If any of you are in chat, do you know when you get together for a company meeting and you have an icebreaker? Can any of you tell me any of your favorite icebreakers? Like where you're a group of people, a lot of you haven't met before, you stick on a name tag and you need to do something to kind of get to know everyone. Because these guys came up with a couple of great icebreakers. So I'll tell you what they did. The first thing they did is before the event, they had all of us write down our favorite game. One of our favorite things to do. Oh, goodness. And what was the other one? Oh, no. I can't remember what the other one was. Is Rinrin Dashi or Sean still here? It was our favorite game, something we like to do. And, oh, no, there was 3 things. But what we had to do is we had a sheet of paper. We were given a sheet of paper, and we had the clues of what other people's favorite games and what other people's hobbies were they wanted to do. And we had to then go and run around the room as quick as possible and find who the activities knew the favorite things was. Hobby. Thank you, Sean. What would I do without you? So we had to find, so for example, I think mine was streaming. I love live streaming. Oh, favorite thing to do at work. There we go. Oh, look. The team are here. So it was what you like to do at work, one of your favorite hobbies, and one of your favorite games. So my favorite game was Flamme Rouge. Spoiler, not a Lucky Duck game. I do love Lucky Duck games, but Flamme Rouge has a special place in my heart. My hobby was live streaming. I love live streaming both for work and for fun. And my favorite thing to do at work was brainstorming, having lots of new ideas, getting together, spitballing, throwing 1,000 different things at the wall to find something that works. Love doing it. The anything goes kind of feeling. So those were my 3. So randomly, people out there had a piece of paper with my things on it without knowing they belonged to me. And we had to run around finding who they belonged to, which was just wonderful. I got to learn that Anya, who is an amazing new staff member at Lucky Duck Games, who handles so much of our accounting and management, she's just the best, that she loves Lovecraft, Eldritch Horror. I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed. Andrew says, I've done one a few times, give 2 statements, 1 true, 1 false, and others have to work out which is which. The more outlandish, the better. Oh, I like that one. I like opportunities to be creative. So that would appeal to me a lot. So what we did is we all ran around and found everybody. But once we found our team, once we found our group of 3 or 4 people, we all then got together. And we all brought our likes, and we all got together at a table. And then we were given a brown paper bag. Now, if any of you've seen Taskmaster, I know Taskmaster is a big show in the UK. I do believe it's got an American version now. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it's gone to any other countries, though. But Taskmaster is kind of how I felt, because we all got together in our teams and we all grouped up. Everyone's looking a little bit apprehensive as we get handed these brown paper bags. And inside of these brown paper bags was, if I remember correctly, 20 pieces of spaghetti, dry spaghetti, a roll of sellotape, a marshmallow, a pair of children's safety scissors, and I think that was it. Yeah, there we go. We can see. Oh, we also had a thimble of string. No US version of Taskmaster. It's big in Australia, though. Oh, I thought Reggie Watts was doing the US one. Where's Brie in chat? She would tell me if I'm right or wrong. Taskmaster is an amazing show. Watch Taskmaster. So you can tell that, here we go, Carolina, Theo, Davy, and Michal were super excited. I found out later they'd been practicing this jazz hands thing for like 2 weeks. Apparently they had coordinated, they were ready for the photographer to come right. And I was like, go take a picture. And they all just pulled this pose with like no coordination at all. It was like they're just all on the same level. It was great. And what we had to do, right, is we had to take, before I talk about what we had to do, is some teams there's Marcin, our technical director who handles our app development. To the left is Philippe, who's our head of studio and one of the designer of Divinus and one of the designers of Destinies. And Sean telling Philippe, it's game time, right? It's time to be serious. It's time to be serious, because what we had to do, I'm skipping a bit, is we had to use those 20 bits of spaghetti, the thimble of string, the sellotape, scissors, and the marshmallow, to raise the marshmallow as high as possible off the table, get it as high as possible, and then stand back, and the structure has to stay standing for 10 seconds without anybody touching it. And you know, when you're thinking sellotape and spaghetti, and you're like, we got this. I can tell you right now that my team was myself, it was Anya, and it was Hubert. And we had a lovely plan. We thought we were being very smart, because the safety scissors came in a cardboard packet. So we were like, we're being very smart. We're going to open the cardboard packet, we're going to take the scissors out, and we're going to use the cardboard packet as a platform. And then we're going to use dry spaghetti to hold up the platform. And then we're going to put more dry spaghetti on top of that, like a tent. We're going to create like an Eiffel Tower. And then on top of that, we're going to put the marshmallow, and we're going to be amazing. It didn't go well. Hubert was in my team, and this is the only picture I've got. You can see in front of him, actually, the remnants. You can see the remnants of the tripods. Where we had made these spaghetti and sellotape tripods. You can even see, if you look very closely in the bottom left, the little cardboard stand that I'd carefully put sellotape around to make a little border so it would all hold together. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. The whole thing was shaky. We couldn't move. It was falling over the place. So in the last 2 minutes, we sellotaped as much spaghetti together as we could, and it just flopped over as we went, laughing as it fell over. I just managed to catch this picture. It was fantastic. Thankfully, there you go. You can see the design that just didn't make it through to the final. You know, we wouldn't have done very well in Shark Tank. Some other people had similar plans. Vince and Patrick on the left, and then you got Davy, Theo, and Michal on the right. They had proper like suspension bridge string sellotape to the table, then running up and balancing it on either side. Like, this was really ambitious stuff. But it seemed that the single spaghetti was not the way to go. The team on the left, who you're going to see more in a second, were outstanding. The one on the left was actually the team that won. They had this lovely triangle kind of formation with straight up spaghetti, another layer, then another layer, with them all coming together at a point, and then the marshmallows stuck to a single piece of spaghetti at the top. That was just... I can't imagine if I could calculate the forces involved in keeping that marshmallow in place, but it stayed. And here we go. We got a picture of Carol, Monica, Guillaume, and Michal Szymanski, the four winners. And it stayed for like 2 minutes. It was amazing, this structure. I was so impressed. And even before we were playing games, even before we got into the whole convention proper, this was amazing. Like, coming together, having these little icebreakers, realizing that we all work for Lucky Duck Games. We all make board games together. We're all creative in our own ways, whether that's writing or artwork or marketing or even being creative in the likes of logistics and production to get around all of the things we're coming across today. We all got to have a giggle and a laugh and get together in teams. And it was a real warming and pleasant experience that just really reminded me how good it is to spend time with people who have a shared vision, and spend time with people who share your hobby and your interests, and just be there. And Andrew comes in and says, yes, for your information, you're right. There was one series in 2018 of US Taskmaster with Reggie Watts and Alex Horn. I knew I was right. I didn't know I was right, but I thought I was right. Carolina says, all I realized was that I suck at this. Hopefully, Carolina, you had a good time doing it. So shortly after that, we had lunch. Not going to bother you with lunch. Lunch was nice. It was a hotel. It was good lunch. Can't complain. Ate a lot of Polish food in the past week. And then we started playing games. And boy, did we start playing games. We brought a lot of games with us. So this is maybe a silly thing to say. We're a company of 35 now. We're at the point where we're kind of having to reorganize teams a little bit. We're having to try and get some managerial support and some planning support. And, we're really trying to break up the company a little bit, because we've got crowdfunding, we've got retail, we've got English, French, and Polish teams. We've also got our worldwide publishing program, which sees us supporting game publishers from all over the world. You might have seen the recent Flamecraft campaign done by the wonderful Cardboard Alchemy team, and we're getting to work with them to help bring Flamecraft as wide as possible. And we've got all these different elements, and we're all just going to come together. CEOs, marketing, sales, production, art, writers, developers, designers, playtesters, everything. Just get around a table and enjoy what we all enjoy. And that's really wonderful. And if I don't know how many companies I've ever worked at where you can just do that. Everyone's here because they want to be here, because they want to do great things, and they're passionate and they're excellent to each other. And I think this is why I'm calling this stream a heart-to-heart and a bit different from the usual streams where I normally play a game or tell you about something coming, because this is like a Lucky Duck inside, and this is kind of how I felt seeing everybody. So the next shots are just, lots of pictures of people playing games. So here we've got Siegfried on the left, Theo pointing, Sophia and Mateusz on the right. I think they were playing, it's the Dungeons and Dragons game that I'm now going to forget. Tyrants of the something or other. Tyrants of the Underdark. That was right. No, not Rising Sun. That was Ankh from Simon. These guys are playing Sleeping Gods, all getting together. We've got Karol, Michal, another Michal. We've then got Grzegorz and Marcin getting together to play games. We had some breaks. The weather was lovely, like really, really south of Poland. Wow, weather. Every day I was here, I was hiding. This is not a complexion that does sunshine, so it was great to hide from it. But some of the team love to get out in it. Here we have Tomasz, and we have Anya, we have Marta, and we have Carolina enjoying a little break in the air. And then here's a few shots of some of the games that we brought. Obviously, we were overly ambitious. If you actually checked out our Facebook page, look at our Facebook page, there's a picture of Vince with one of those trolleys you get in a hotel where you put lots of bags on, you wheel it in, and you leave it back. And we just stacked it with games. And I think it was maybe half of the games, maybe 2/3 of the games that we brought. We brought a lot of games. And we knew we weren't going to play them all, but you know what it's you know what it's like when you're like, I want to bring this, but also might want to play that. Oh yeah, but I promised, such and such that I would play this with them next time I saw them. And then, I haven't played that yet. And I know they have, so they'll know the rules. So let's bring that. Whenever we were packing the bus, it was like, there were more board games than there were suitcases. It was wonderful. So a couple of shots of some of the games we brought. Any particular favorite shout out? I played not as many board games as I planned to, but I think I'll touch upon one later that I absolutely loved. This, by the way, massive. I believe all three of these are Vince's. They're actually here. I'm not going to go get them unless you want me to. They're over there. This, I don't know if Vince gives credit, but I give credit to Board Game Spotlight and the one and only Derek Funkhauser and the lovely community over at Board Game Spotlight. who came up with these kind of amazing ideas to store small box games in these little, almost like cassette boxes. Amazing. Like, whenever you want to bring, like, I don't know how many is in each one. How many is in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. So you've got 16, 32, 48. 48 games in 3 cases. Outstanding. This was such a highlight. So many great games. I played High Society for the first time in a long time and adored it. We also had a bunch of chats here. We have Marcin, we have Carolina, we have Anya, and we have Monica, sorry, on the left. And we had lots of teas and coffees and drinks and downtime. We also had a little bit of a chat about the company and about Lucky Duck. And it was great to have Vince there, and Vince gave us like a bit of a retrospective. Because Lucky Duck started with really 2 people and an idea to bring Vikings Gone Wild, this digital game, to the tabletop on Kickstarter. And to look back at just the growth of the company, and yes, the revenue to extent, but really the people and the reach of our games over 5 years, it's really like, wow, it's just immense now how far Lucky Duck Games, and very soon Lucky Duck Kids, and also currently the Lucky Duck Worldwide Publishing Program, how far we reach. And it's humbling to think, not that long ago, I'm not going to get all the details of this right, actually, because I know I can't remember them all, but not that long ago we had an email to our support mailbox from somebody who spent a lot of time with their partner in the hospital playing Chronicles of Crime. Their partner couldn't leave hospital. They needed an activity to do, something to do together that would like lift spirits and kind of, get past time. And they played through Chronicles of Crime and a bunch of the DLC from the app as well. And they wrote us just the most lovely email about how much it improved their time together, how much it helped them get through tough times. And just saying thank you. And like, that's sometimes I think it's easy to forget, in a world of ratings and reviews and top 10s and hotness and FOMO, it's easy to forget that coming together around the table or creating something that people get to enjoy, that is just a rewarding and positive thing in its own right. And also, it almost makes me feel bad for anything I've ever said negatively about a game, because there's so many thousands of games coming out every year now, and all of them deserve someone's love. They're not all going to be a Frosthaven, Destinies, a Pandemic. Yeah, bad example, lads. They're not all going to be a BGG top 10, but they can all be enjoyed by someone, and it can all help somebody get together with their friends or family or or work colleagues around a table, or pass some difficult time. I'm tearing up a bit. Go try and fight it. Can't cry on camera. I'm going to cry on camera. God, what am I doing? I told you it was going to be a heart-to-heart today. And I think that's a really big thing. It really is. And there's a lot of steps involved in it. And there's a lot of love and passion that goes into an idea and a prototype and a design and a play test and an iteration and an iteration and an iteration. And then a production, or even before that, artwork and stylizing and laying out and graphic design, and then trying a print run, and then approving it, and then marketing it, and then selling it, and then putting it on shelves, and then talking to retailers, distributors, talking to customers, to gamers, visiting conventions with it. And just, wow, what a thing, Vince said something during the convention, which I hope you'll forgive me for letting you all know. He said, it doesn't matter if he or Lucky Duck Games were making board games or loo roll, toilet roll, or toilet paper, if you're in the US. He'd want to make the best ones possible. And I thought that was just really good. Really good. And we as a company are challenging ourselves more and more all the time. We're challenging ourselves to try new things with digital hybrid. We're challenging ourselves by making 2 kids games. We've never done that before. We're making a new type of content for a new audience that requires new approaches. We are challenging ourselves with new partnerships. We're working with companies we've never worked with before. And in the very near future, I'll have some information to share about future crowdfunding projects that are going to be in some ways similar to what we've done before, but in other ways completely brand new and outside of our wheelhouse and shockingly different. 2022 spoiler, Lucky Duck TP. So yeah, I'm sure there was a point in there somewhere. I hope you got a point from some of that. But yes, I was talking about the presentations because we only sat down to talk about real businessy stuff. Well, most of us, some of us worked very hard. Some of the staff did get together for meetings because you can't avoid it when you're getting together. Sometimes it's too good an opportunity to talk business. But generally speaking, the majority of the staff only had about 2 hours of time where we focused on meetings. And one of the things was really Vince, as I mentioned, going back and looking at Lucky Duck and giving us an entire tell us now. I can't. And I'll tell you why I can't, because it involves us working with another publisher and we have to coordinate with them. Ooh. Mm-mm. But I will, do you know what? It's a crowdfunding campaign. It's going to be a new game, and it's going to involve us and someone else and another publisher working together. That's it. I can't. That is it. Literally, I'm not even going to pretend to spoil anymore. So one of the presentations, as I mentioned, was Vince going back and giving us all like a retrospective from the company, which was just wonderful and inspiring, and just really helped us kind of put everything into perspective to where we were and where we are going. But another thing that we did was we talked about, our goals as a company and what we wanted to do. And really, the goal for us is to keep bringing games as wide and as far as possible, to keep working with excellent people who are passionate for what they do, to give everybody at Lucky Duck the opportunity to try new things. And if you feel, that you'll have support there to pick you back up again. And what, is scary and kind of inspiring is to be told, you want to try something? You want to take a bit of a risk? You want to, have a look at what others are doing and try and replicate or try and kind of evolve upon, or kind of do something that's step beyond outside of our normal remit. Go do it. Try it. And if it doesn't go well, that's okay. Let's look at it. Let's see what went well. Let's see what didn't. Let's learn from it, and let's try again. Be, work and sort of live and breathe in a non-kind of fear-driven environment, a positively reinforced kind of, not risk for the sake of risk, but risk for the sake of innovation and trying new things and leading the way and being, trying to be industry leading in many different ways. And that is, again, something that I think I cherish as a person, working for any business, being told that you have the opportunity to try, you have the opportunity to fail or succeed, as long as we're learning together and improving together. And we know that not everything's going to be perfect first time, but iterating and improving upon it is what it's all about. And that was a big, big part of, where Lucky Duck is going and what we want to achieve. And in the future, right now we are Lucky Duck English, which is USA, UK, but also further afield. And then Lucky Duck Poland, Lucky Duck France. And I really, I think Lucky Duck could go much further in the years to come, which is exciting. Everyone here promises to keep it a secret. Oh, I won't lie. I do believe you, but I can't. So we got back to playing more games. Here we have Rafal, we have Jegosh, we have Vincent. I think that's Mateusz hiding there behind Jesh, playing Lords of Waterdeep. Then we have Philippe Carol Michal playing Descent. Then we had some Flamecraft, excuse me. I somehow, I'm not even showing you the pictures. What am I doing? Oh, I'm so sorry. I definitely got con flu. I got con crud at Lucky.con. Haven't been able to shake it in like 4 days. Can you say you miss con crud? I don't. I definitely don't. Yeah, sorry, Callie. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Let's try again. Okay, Rafal on the left. And then Jagosh, then we have, oh my goodness, my brain, Vince, Mateusz, I think, is hiding with his head down, and then Jesh, all playing Lords of Waterdeep. Here we have Philippe, Carol, and Michal playing Descent. Here we have Martina, and who's that hiding behind? I think that, I don't know who that, I don't know who that's hiding behind. Guess the person. We have Rafal at the back, then Jesh, and then Maria. They're playing Flamecraft. By the way, I know the Kickstarter's over. And it will come to retail, but they'll have a pledge manager. Flamecraft, what a game. Just beautiful, simple to get into, but nice, evolving, complex combo of mechanics. Just really enjoyable. Like really, the Cardboard Alchemy team, and I'm so thankful that everyone here at Lucky Duck everyone here at Lucky Duck has been able to work together to kind of make that relationship happen. Big shout out to David Lockwood, who works with ourselves at Lucky Duck, for helping to make that happen, and to Sean and just so many people internally that have done a great job, because that game is tremendous. You can miss the cause of Con Crud, but you'd be weird to. You can miss the cause of Con Crud, but you'd be weird to kiss Con Crud itself. Miss. Okay. So you miss cons, but you don't miss Con Crud. I got you. Lucky.con, wouldn't that be a bird flu then? I don't think mine's a bird flu. Goodness, I hope not. I very much hope not. That's a scary, scary thought. Here, I think Vince was playing a lot of games. Vince did a good job to get some games, and I tell you, this was Rec Raiders. So we've got Mateusz, we've got Vince, we've got Hubert, and we've got Jagosh playing Rec Raiders here. There is Martina, Anya, and Michal playing, is that Cascadia? Am I saying that right? Cascadia? That one? You know which one I'm talking about, right? Right? Cascadia. I think so. I think I got that right. And this is... So, do you know when you have... Right, you go to a con, you know you're going to see a bunch of people. You make an obligation. You're like, we're going to see each other. We're going to, meet up to play that game. We're going to make time to do this thing. And it's like the one thing you just got to make time to do. Day one goes by, oh no, and day two goes by, and like, we're running out of time. We really, really have to make time for this. The French team set up Millennium Blades on a table at the back of the room, and I think it must have sat there for like 4 hours waiting for the team just to get everybody free. It's like, oh no, they're playing a game now. Oh no, they're in a meeting now, because as soon as we're all free, we're going to start it. And it's like, you've been looking forward to this all year, and you've all been getting excited about it. Like, oh man, I miss conventions, and I miss that buzz and that energy. And I think this was one of those moments where the team were so happy to get together and play. So we've got Siegfried, and then Michal or Goab just behind him, then Vince, and sitting at the back, Davy, then Rafal and Guillaume around this table. And I generally think whenever Guillaume was able to get started, he was like, right, I gotta go. Gonna go get to this table and play. I was so happy that they got to make it happen, because I believe it was on the final night. And yeah, this is just the team photo of everybody together. I don't think I added the photo of me. I took the photo, and I did. Big up the French team. Big up the French team, Remy. The French team are tremendously wonderful people. I'm so happy to have met them. I must apologize to the Lucky Duck team. I promised them that I would set the camera on a timer, and I would run in, and I would be in the photo, and then I was like, nah. So I ended up not being in the photo. But I love this shot. To think that I was employee number 20 in February last year. We're 18 months later nearly, and we're up to 35 people. Much love to the guys and girls that couldn't make it. Unfortunately, we did have some team members who couldn't. Carly says, liar. Yes, I didn't. I ran away. I did not go into the photograph. Much love. We unfortunately couldn't get absolutely everybody to the con. It's really difficult, for people to get around. We had David and Jacob in the US, for example, who unfortunately couldn't make it. I think we had, unfortunately, some illness and some family troubles as well, keep some of the other team away. But we got as many as we could, and it was truly just tremendous. And to give props to Vince and to really the entire Lucky Duck kind of, mentality of bringing us together, having this connection moment, taking 3 days. This was a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We basically shut down all of our offices for 3 days, and what a blessing, what an uplift, what a connection, that created for so many of us. Susie says, I love the version where you were drawn in. Yes, if you look on the Lucky Duck Games Facebook page, there is a picture of this, and in the comments you'll see a picture of me drawn in. I did not add it here. So yeah, I mean, this stream, usually I get this is a stream I've been doing pretty consistently for about 4 or 5 months now. We've played Kingdom Rush, we've played King of 12, we've played Destinies, I think we played some Chronicles of Crime at one point. We've done some interviews and chats, and I think this is the first time that I just made some time just to share and talk a little bit about what it's like to be a duck, what it's like to work for a board game publisher, to work with people who are really passionate, and to work for people who really care about what we make, the impact that we have, and about everyone in the company. And it's a real blessing, and I'm very thankful for it. So it's a mindful moment for me. This I'm being a bit cheeky, being a bit personal, taking the stream to kind of say I'm thankful to be at Lucky Duck. I'm thankful to work with people who are passionate, and I'm so much looking forward to removing this camera and seeing you all, at Essen Spiel potentially. Hopefully, spoiler for any UK people, hopefully we're going to be at Dragon Meet. Yes. And then we have Aircon. We've got Cannes in the south of France in February next year. As I mentioned, Vichy next weekend for the French team, and loads of more events hopefully in 2022, because if anything Lucky.con, looking back on it, has taught me is that getting together, playing games, having fun, enjoying what you enjoy, and getting away from the screen is a real blessing. And he says, this kind of positive attitude in Lucky Duck Games has to come from the top. Real testament to Vince's aptitude as leader. Absolutely. I could not agree more. And thanks for sharing. Just makes me appreciate Lucky Duck more. Heart with fingers. Massive heart with fingers, Andrew. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, so, I mean, I'm going to finish. I mean, I will mention, of course, what's coming this year, just to kind of wrap this up, because this is like the calm before the storm. We kind of took this con at like an opportune moment. The French and Polish teams have massive things coming. We have Sleeping Gods coming for the French and Polish teams. We're going to be running campaigns, crowdfunding campaigns for those to be localized. In the English market, we have all of these games releasing all throughout October and November, coming up the holiday season. As I mentioned, we've got Spiel coming. We're going to have all 4 of these releases as an exclusive access pre-release 2 to 3 weeks before when they'll actually hit retail shelves, available as part of Spiel. We've got a ton of updates coming and news coming for backers of our campaigns. I can tell you right now, if you were a backer of the Millennium series, Chronicles of Crime, the Millennium series, next week's update's going to be a big one. Because obviously we're saying that 2400 is going to be available in November, with a few copies available at Spiel. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to get the green light to bring Chronicles of Crime 2400 and Cyberpunk Crime Solving to all of the backers who backed it and got their copies early next week. I believe we'll have the English. I think the English, Italian, and Spanish are going to be ready early next week, and then I think the French and Polish are going to follow pretty soon thereafter, and then the German a little bit after that. So, yes, 6 languages worth of Chronicles of Crime 2400 cases coming very soon. So that update is going to be a pleasure for me to write very soon. That's been a massive endeavor for all of our team to work on 3 Chronicles of Crimes games and 2400s, the culmination of that, followed by the Chronicles of Time expansion, which is going to be coming out over the next few months too. So yeah, I think I'll finish by saying I hope to see you all soon. I really appreciate you stopping by and chatting and commenting and being here. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching this later, know that our team in any form, whether it's customer support or comments on a video or on Board Game Geek forums or whatever it may be, we're here, we're listening, and we're looking forward to another 5 years of Lucky Duck and more stuff. Stu, hello Stu, exciting times, sir. It is very good times to be in. I'm going to say goodbye to Poland. I'm going to go back to my apartment. I'm going to pack, get to bed, and then tomorrow morning I'll be flying back to the UK, ready to kind of get all the drive going for all these big new releases coming. So yeah, I think that about sums it up. That's Lucky.con. Next year, might have Lucky.con internal again, or maybe it's time for Lucky Duck Expo. Maybe it's time for us to open the doors to public. So much good stuff, Board Game Re. Thank you, and safe travels, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carolina. Good night, everyone. I couldn't have said it better. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I know the entire team really appreciate it. So look after yourselves, play some games, have some fun, and just appreciate those people across the table from you. And until next week, I'm going to sign off.